Hello, Triple J.
Hey, it's Gabby phoning with the Foo Fighters.
Hello, Gabby.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good.
Very well.
Listen to all of you, all geared up in the morning, having had your coffee.
That's right.
We're very excited.
Wonderful. Well, if you will hold on for just a moment, I will put you on the line with Dave.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gab.
Thanks, Gabster.
Hello?
Hello there.
Dave.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. How you going? Welcome back to Australia.
Thanks, guys. What's going on?
Well, we're just sitting here in a radio studio, been sitting around going, I wonder where Dave Grohl's going to phone. And here he is.
For about a year and a half now, I've been waiting for you to phone back.
It's been a while, yeah.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Are you in your man cave, the big studio thing that you've got all your toys in?
Are you guys kind of worried that that's my real voice?
No, I like
Worried for a
it.
second that that's how I really talk?
Yeah.
You don't understand. I've seen you in with Mel Bampton doing Bee Gees voices. You're the man of so many voices.
I was going to hold that the whole interview. But
Yeah. I was looking at Lindsay like, well...
No, I'm at home. I'm in L.A. We're just, the band is rehearsing. We're going to do one of those VH1 storyteller things in a couple days, and so we got together and dusted off the cobwebs, and we're getting ready to play a gig or two.
What story are you going to tell?
Oh, God. Pick one, dude. What do you want to hear about the hooker in Topeka? Which one? Come on.
I love that one. That's one of
That's
my
a good
favourite
story.
ones.
That's one of my personal
Yeah,
favorites.
it helps me go to sleep every time.
My parents used to read it to me, and I just nod off.
Now, we've got you because you've got a best of,
Yes, we do.
which I know for some bands that is a scary point in their life.
Well, it's a funny thing. We agreed to do a greatest hits record a long time ago. I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. Someone brought it up and said, hey, one day you want to do one of these things? And we thought, yeah, okay. And then they started asking, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, okay, do you want to put that greatest hits thing out now? And we all sort of looked at each other and said, don't we need some hits? Let's write some more.
Come on.
So, well, it's a weird thing to put out a greatest hits album, which is, it's considered a retrospective when you're sort of what you consider to be in the middle of your career.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like we're done, and I think in a lot of ways it feels premature. But I suppose to me, in listening to it, it makes sense because it's a good representation of what we've been doing for the last 15 years. You know what I mean?
It also, looking at the song list and knowing the songs, it shows how the Foo Fighters, and especially your songwriting, has changed and grown, and like from the self-titled album onwards, how much you've changed.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you listen to a song like "This Is a Call," which is our first single, and a song like "Pretender" or something like that. You listen to there's 15 years between those two songs, and "This Is a Call," I recorded that song in like 15 minutes by myself, and then I listened to a song like "The Pretender," and to me, there's so much more invested in the music now. You know what I mean? Like when I write a song like "The Pretender," I mean what I'm saying, and I put my heart into that arrangement. And
That said, though, Dave, there are a lot of great songs over the years which have been written in 10 minutes. People have just come home and they've just blurted them out.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, honestly, you get the first record, the foundation of this band is this demo tape that I made down the street from my house by myself in like 5 days. And I had no intention of it being like a band or a career or anything. It was just this tape that I made, and I just kind of gave it to friends, and that is the first Foo Fighters record, and it became a band, and it became this thing, and now it's 15 years later. So, to think of that as the beginning of all of this, it's like, man, the band means so much more to me than it ever has. Honestly, it's like outside of my family, it is my greatest love and my greatest achievement is this family and this band that we have. And it's like, when I listened to the whole CD, when we were mastering the record, I listened to all those songs together, and I got really kind of choked up, because it was like, this is your life or something.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it like, wow, I can't believe that we're
fair,
still here.
It's fair to say it's a lot of other people's lives as well who've been following you for all these years. We've got Dave Grohl on the phone from the Foo Fighters. They've got a best of a greatest hits album that's come out. One thing that I did notice, you've got a couple of new songs. We'll take a listen to one of those in a second. But you've also, speaking of recording demos, you've put a handy little hint in the back of the booklet, the CD booklet, on how to record your own demo.
Oh, yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's true. I mean, I think I was asked to write the liner notes, and I didn't know, how to sum up all of that into just a few paragraphs. So I try to explain to people that, this greatest hits album is not necessarily our greatest songs or our favorite songs, but it's, it's like a traditional sort of greatest hit album, and that the idea of this band started a long time ago. Like, it's still the same. When we go in to record a song, it's not so much, the reward is basically just, the reward is proof that we can, you know? When you write a song and you go in and record it and you listen back that first time, that's the great reward. It's not like a platinum record or 1 million people at a festival. It's like, you hear that song back for the first time and you're like, hey man, I just did that. That's cool. And I used to do that when I was about 10 years old. I figured out how to multi-track with cassette recorders, because I had this little cassette, like handheld cassette recorder thing, and then there was a cassette recorder in our home stereo. And so I would record a guitar part on one cassette tape, and then I'd take the tape out and put it in the big stereo, rewind it and hit play so that my guitar was coming out of the speakers, and then I'd put another cassette in the little one and hit record, and I'd sing along to it, and then I'd take that cassette, and then I had like a vocal and a guitar on that cassette. Yeah. And I just keep going. I put drums on it and stuff, and I'd write songs about my dog and stuff, you know. So, but it's the same feeling, man. When I would listen to that at like 12 years old, I'd be like, wow, that's so cool. I just did that. I feel the same way when Foo Fighters get together and record a song like Wheels or Word Forward. Once we've mixed it, I put it in my car, and I have the same feeling I did when I was 12 years old.
Well, I imagine Butch Vig probably didn't use the same process.
Yeah, no. A little different.
When you did Wheels, or the song we're going to hear right now from the best of is the Foo Fighters, Word Forward on Triple J. Of Word Forward, one of the two brand new songs from the Foo Fighters. We've got Dave Grohl on the line from Los Angeles.
Ew!
And you say that, of course, getting that feeling of hearing your song back for the first time is the biggest payoff you can get. What about getting a street named after you?
Yeah. Well, it's an alleyway, actually.
Well, that's more appropriate.
You know, the town where I was born in Warren, Ohio, they gave me this alleyway. They named this alleyway the David Grohl Alley or something like that.
What
it's
happened?
Behind a McDonald's. It's where the garbage trucks take out the dumpsters behind the hospital or something like that.
I think Wayne from the Flaming Lips also had a dirty little alley named after him.
See?
And there's AC/DC Lane in Melbourne as well, which is...
That's
there
where you
you
take
go.
a piss on the way back to the hotel.
Well, you know, the coolest thing is, like, I mean, my family, I was born in Ohio, and my family, all the way, my grandparents met here in this little town of Warren, Ohio, and honestly, it's like, it is a typical, picturesque little Midwestern American town, where there's the town square, and there's the bell tower, and there's the city hall, and the circle that goes around it, and so they decided to give me this thing, but they didn't even, I don't even think they called to ask me if I wanted to come. They were just like, yeah. And they had this festival. It was a 5-day long festival with bands playing every day, all culminating in the dedication of this alleyway. And I found out about it, and I was like, can I come? I don't know. Like, should I? So I went, and they gave me the key to the city. It was awesome. My mom was there. She was crying. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome. We're talking to Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters Alley, or is it Dave Grohl Alley?
David Grohl.
I think it might be David Grohl
that's
Alley.
nice.
Awesome.
Do you get to whip out the David very often for occasions? I know past.
You know, I get the David from only a few people, and it's usually when they're angry with me, so I prefer Dave.
Right. And so the Foo Fighters Best of course, is out, and it's got a couple of new songs. But the other big news is that you've teamed up with some absolute legends. We're talking Josh Homme, who you're good friends with, of course.
Oh yeah.
And John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin.
That guy too, yeah.
This, like, the Them Crooked Vultures has got to be a pretty... I mean, I know you don't like to call it a supergroup, or do you?
No, well, I mean, honestly, I think that it's going to sound silly, but the band got together and formed almost as any other band would get together and form, you know? I mean,
you put the ad in the back of the street press?
Well, not like that, but
right.
just like friends who know each other, you know? Josh and John had never met each other before. But I'd played with Josh before, and I'd played with John before. And knowing that we're all sort of the same type of musician, it only made sense that we should get together and try. And so Josh and I've known Josh for like 18 years. I've known him a long time. And we jammed together with Queens before, and, you know, we play great together. And we'd been talking about doing a project, and... I said, hey, you want me to call John Paul Jones? Because I think he might do it. Because
awesome.
honestly, John's a great guy. I mean, outside of being a musical genius, he's a really good dude that just wants to jam, you know. And if you want to play some bluegrass, he'll get down and play some bluegrass with you. Or if he's not producing a Butthole Surfers record or jamming with, a choreographer or doing Zeppelin stuff, like, he just wants to play. He's a really musical person. And so I asked him if he was interested, and he thought about it, and then he said, yeah, let's try. And we met here in Los Angeles at Josh's studio and plugged in, and within like 3 minutes, we realized that this is something that we had to do for a long time.
We look forward.
It's the real deal.
We look forward to seeing you in January, of course, when Them Crooked Vultures arrives in the country, and Foo Fighters fans get the greatest hits pretty much right now. Dave Grohl, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, I can't wait to come. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
See you down there. Bye.